listening to Sports Talk 916 with Greg Bull and Coach Greg Veroza.
If you'd like to participate in the show, there are a couple of ways to do it. If you want to contact us on Twitter, use the show's Twitter address, which is @SportsTalk916. For Greg B, go to @MrChief916. And for me, Coach Greg, it's @Greg Veroza. And Veroza is Varozza. And if you want to chat live with us, the best place to go is go to the Mixler page and hit chat. There you'll see all of us chatting together as the show goes on. Let me remember hey, what's happening? It's weird to be back here.
It is a little weird.
It is, but I like it. And I got my comfy chair back and everything.
TJ kept it warm for you last week?
He did. It still kind of smells. I think he cut a few extra ones in here. Seasoned it a little bit. Hey, boys and girls. It's Coach Greg Veroza. And along with my buddy over there, Mr. Chief Greg Bull, we are the two-headed monster of Gregs that makes up Sports Talk 916. How's it going, man?
It's going. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Sunday night, we're on.
I got 1.5 feet ready.
Sorry, I'll be curled up in a ball crying instead of listening. No, my buddy Chad just tweeted out that he'll be sitting in a ball crying instead of listening to the show tonight because he's a huge Sharks fan, and unfortunately the Sharks...
I don't think I'd be crying. I think I'd be pretty
happy about
satisfied
it as well.
over how well.
I mean, not happy, but yeah, satisfied is the proper word.
Yeah.
But I know someone that's extremely happy, and that's Mr. Keith Joganatis, who's in the chat box right now, the one and only Pittsburgh fan in the world on the West Coast.
Is he a Pittsburgh homie? I mean, is he just a homer for Pittsburgh teams?
You know, I don't know if it's like his dad was from there or what it is. I'm sure he'll chime in the chat box how his link to Pittsburgh came about, but he's their football team or their Steelers, and he's a Pirates fan.
Is he a fan of the fish that saved Pittsburgh? The Pittsburgh fish?
You know, I don't know about that, but
you don't even know what that is.
His dad's from Allentown.
You don't even know what that is, do you?
I don't. But wait a minute. So if he pays homage to all Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, he should be a Sixers fan, right?
I don't know.
Can you have a link to like 86 Pittsburgh teams and then be a Sacramento Kings fan?
No, you have to be. They don't have a basketball team. And by the way, The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh is a great movie starring Dr. J.
Oh, Jesus.
From the 70s. Oh, it's great.
You know, the only movie that Dr. J was ever part of that even matters is Airplane.
No, you got to see.
Nope, don't care.
Oh, dude.
And that wasn't Dr. J, by the way. That was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
So I'm going to shut up.
You got to see that movie. That's my movie tip. You'd love it. I know you would.
All right. Well, we're going to start. We're going to talk hockey here in a few minutes. Wanted to welcome back Mr. Veroza. But we're going to start out with a little bit more somber news coming out of the hockey world. Unfortunately, earlier this week, Mr. Hockey passed away.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Mr. Hockey, Gordie Howe. So, I did not know that Gordie Howe played hockey. He retired at the age 52.
Yep.
Never wore a helmet.
Nope.
All through those years.
Nope. Nobody did.
Yeah, he was 52 years old in 11 days. No other players ever played past the age of 48. And in his final game, he was on the Whalers with his son.
Yep.
And his son assisted on his final goal of his career. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm just going to read through a couple of records that Gordie Howe holds. Let's just be blown away by this real quickly here. Most NHL regular season games played, 1,767.
Jesus Christ.
Most NHL regular season games played with a single team, 1,687. Most NHL and WHA regular season games played, 2,186. Most NHL and WHA regular season and playoff games played, 2,421. Most NHL seasons played, 26. He's tied with Chris Chelios. Most NHL and WHA seasons, 32. Most regular season goals by a right winger, 801.
Wow.
Most NHL regular season points by a father-son combo with his son Mark, 2,592.
Yeah, Mark scored 1. Gordie scored 2,591.
That might be accurate, actually. Most consecutive 20-goal seasons. Want to take a shot at that one?
I'd have to say probably 22.
Yeah, it was exactly right. 22.
Thank you very much.
From 1949 to 1971, he scored 20 goals.
See, that's what blows me away right there. He started playing in 1949. Actually, I think he started in 1946.
The 45-46 season in the USHL is when he started. 46-47 for the Red Wings in the NHL.
So that's what, because I remember right when I started becoming aware of hockey, I still remember him. I don't remember him playing for the Red Wings, but I remember him playing for the Whalers. So to have somebody that played in the 40s and me remember watching him play, it's amazing.
So let's see. Let's finish this off here. First player to score over 1,000 goals in the WHA and NHL regular season and playoffs combined.
Playoffs?
Yeah, and the playoffs combined.
Oh, okay. Regular season and playoffs combined.
First player to reach 1,500 games played in NHL history. Most times leading the NHL playoffs in scoring. He did that 6 times.
Wow.
I already mentioned oldest player to play. First in Red Wings history in points, goals, games played, and second in assists. And most NHL All-Star game appearances. You want to guess how many that was?
I think I saw this. I think it was 25.
23.
23.
And it was believed that many players not only looked up to him, but the reason why Gretzky wore 99 was to honor Gordie Howe.
Art
Howe. Doubled him up, 99. And remarkable. Like, I was watching they did a little video tribute today during the Sharks game. And to see those dudes just rolling around, and the goalies were just wearing, Jason masks. Killer masks. And it's like, holy crap, dude.
Helmets are relatively new. I'd say probably in the last 20, 25 years. And I remember when they made them legal, and everybody who was in the league at the time got grandfathered in. And it took about 7 or 8 years for everybody to finally start wearing a helmet. But man,
just got a message from Christy, so we'll cover that. Ooh, yikes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but we'll get to that here in a little bit. Let's talk about the Sharks. Game 6 was tonight in the SAP Center. Unfortunately for the Sharks, they came up a little bit short. 3-1 was the ultimate final. They pulled the goal in the final 2 minutes. And it's funny. So I'm not going to claim to be a hockey fan. I'm growing into the sport. I enjoy every single second of watching it. There's never a dull moment. But I am legitimately concerned for my friends that are hockey fans. And the reason why I say that is because as a non-hockey fan, my heart rate was like a fucking roller coaster, up and down and up and down. I was switching to the Giants game to calm down.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, I'd be like, damn, I'm getting kind of worked up. Giants game. Baseball, nice and slow. And the Giants game through 6 innings, it was 0-0 baseball. So there was no excitement whatsoever. I'm like, all right, this is good. And then I would switch back. And I had a little conversation going on Facebook amongst a couple of my friends. And, the Sharks scored and tied the game up. And I'm like, oh, my friend's Devin's, her heart rate now is at 2 bajillion. and then my buddy Daniel's like, yes, we're back in this game. And then a minute and 19 seconds later, goal. Bam. I'm like, nope, not anymore. It's amazing how I got to go to a game. I gotta start watching more hockey.
So I've been to a couple of hockey games, and it's fun on TV. There is nothing like, I've been to every kind of sport. I've been to everything. You name it, I've probably been to it. And there's nothing better than watching a live hockey game. The speed this TV does no justice to how fast that game is. It's exciting. And I was sitting there trying to think, okay, so the reason it's so exciting and so nerve-wracking is every time down the ice, they can score. Well, basketball is the same way. And I thought about it for a little while, and I think what I finally came up with is...
I know where you're going with this.
Hockey is... Well, no. There's no music, which is good. Yeah.
So great.
But hockey is nonstop, fast break basketball.
Yeah.
It's fast break. there's no slowing things down. There's no, pulling the ball out. There's no one-on-one. There's no ISO hockey. It's teamwork, and it's nothing but fast breaks. And
now, if you watch me play the NHL game on like PlayStation, I'm not really good at passing the puck because it's like angles and it's like geometry. So there's a lot of one-on-one hockey when I play. Now I know that's not the way you should play it, obviously. But yeah, hockey is it's fun. It's so electric.
And then you amp that up 100 times when it goes into overtime.
Oh Jesus! We talked about it last week too, with TJ. The goalie of the
breaking news. The show Hamilton just won the Tony for Best Musical on Broadway.
Really? That's what you broke news on? You fucking old man. We talked about it with TJ last week. The goalie for the Sharks, he's the 2010 Brian Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
He'll let a goal in. He'll let a couple goals in. But when it's crunch time, he loads those bases up and he shuts the door. And it's remarkable. I mean...
there's a hockey term of he was standing on his head. And that means that, a hockey goalie is basically a wall and won't let anything through. And he stood on his head for 4 games or 5 games this year. And he basically had 1 or 2 bad stretches. And other than that, he was incredible.
There was one part today where it was in the second period. The Penguins were on a 2-1 breakaway. And the goalie for the Sharks kind of deked to the left. The net was 100% open. And the player on the Penguins never looked up. He was like thinking past the whole time. I could have scored that goal. And I can't even ice skate very good. He passed it, and then somehow the goalie... It's Niemi, right? Is there a goal?
No,
it's not Niemi anymore. It's Jones. He had like 4 saves laying on his stomach. It was remarkable. I'm like, that's why hockey's so much fun. Because even when he makes a badass save, the puck's right back in his face.
Right. And then there was another one where the puck went from side to side, and he got caught on the wrong side. Pittsburgh took a shot, and I don't know how he got his right leg out, but he stuck it out in pretty much the splits and blocked the shot. It was just that quick and that good of a play.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
I mean, when you talk to hockey players or you listen to hockey guys on TV, and they're talking about how amazing of a performance this guy has had in the last couple of games, that goes to show you just how good he really is.
Oh, without a doubt.
Ooh, somebody just got tossed.
Turner looks like he just got tossed.
Turner or Woodward.
Well, no, it wasn't Turner.
Yeah. Somebody got tossed.
All right. Anyways.
Oh, yeah, it was Turner.
Oh, yeah, it was. All right. Well, anyways, the Sharks lost in Game 6, so the Pittsburgh Penguins are the Stanley Cup champions. Great run by the Sharks. You can't be anything but
absolutely
but happy about that.
And
I keep saying happy. You can't be anything but impressed with the run they won.
And you know what? How many times does a team get to the finals and win it their first time out?
Exactly.
It's a process, and they went a couple of steps farther than they've ever gone, and they kind of disproved that fact that they choke a lot, and they gave Pittsburgh a good series, but you could tell from the beginning of the first game that Pittsburgh was a better team.
Yes, they were just a better team. So, my hat's off to the Sharks, and I can't wait for next year. It's going to be fun, definitely. And the thing is, too, you got to look back to December 18th. The Sharks were mathematically out of the playoffs in December.
Absolutely.
And they went on one of the hottest streaks and made their way back in. So, big props to them. You can't be mad about that. We're going to come back, and we're going to do our top 5 list. Top 5 sporting events that we want to attend. Basically, our sporting list bucket list.
Yep, there you go.
When we come back.
All right. Hey, man, what's up with the studio? It looks so much cleaner than the last time. I know I haven't been here in a week or so, but what the hell happened?
I just got tired of cleaning it myself, so I finally gave Crandall's Cleaning Service a call. They came out. Looks like this.
Damn, they did a good job.
Yeah, I mean, they're amazing. Fully licensed staff came out, gave me a quick estimate, knocked it out in a couple hours, and they're going to come back on a monthly service.
What, are they going to do the rest of the house, or do that couple hours just cover the office?
A couple hours cover the office. That's all I had them quote for. But they do whole houses. They do offices. They do home stagings. They do everything.
Cool.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you want your house clean, give them a call, 916-952-3620. Ask for Nick. Let them know Sports Talk 916 sent you. Like I said, they'll come out. They'll give you a special quote. They'll do monthly, bi-weekly, weekly, whatever it is you need for all your cleaning needs. They're fully licensed and insured. They'll take care of you the right way.
Sweet. I'm calling tomorrow.
Awesome. Remember, that's Crandall's Cleaning Service, 916-952-3620.
What's up, everybody? We are Corner Pub Sports, every week talking sports, beer, and beyond. You can find us live 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time on wildfireradio.com or stream us on cornerpubsports.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Corner Pub Sports.
We look forward to seeing you at the pub every Friday night.
Cheers, boys. Cheers, guys.
All right, top 5 sporting event bucket list. Let's go first. Go ahead. Honorable mentions.
All right, honorable mentions. I got two, sort of, kind of. Two are pretty much the same thing. So I want to. Well, this kind of came about just because I was sitting around thinking. I was watching, I don't know, something on TV. I think I was watching the NASCAR race or something, thinking, God, I'd love to go to one of those.
You never been to a NASCAR race?
Uh-uh.
So I've been to one. I went to Sears Point when I was in high school. No, I was in middle school. It was still Sears Point at the time. Big Jeff Gordon fan my whole life. Went down with an Earnhardt fan and a Mark Martin fan. Two of my buddies, they were just the people they picked. And I remember it vividly. Ray Evernham was still the crew chief for Gordon. We're walking around, and he came down off his spotter box on that little backstretch. And I saw him, and I'm like, what's going on? Because Gordon was sitting back in like 10th or so. And real quick, he took his headphones off, and he's like, just sit back until about 9 to go. He's like, just watch, 9 to go. And I'm like, okay. So we go back to our seats. And about 9 to go, Gordon starts to move up. He's in 7th and 6th and then 5th. And then sure enough, like 3 laps to go, he makes his final move, takes the lead and wins. So it was like, with like 20-something to go, he was like, just wait for 9. And I'm like, okay. So
Okay.
I'm just watching. I'm like, all right, there's 13, 12. It was cool. And I remember Gordon had the pole that day, and I had a chance for $50 to buy one of the tires off of his pole run.
Uh-huh.
And the aunt of my friend that we were with said no because she didn't want it strapped to the hood of her car. I would have put that shit on my lap, like in the back seat. I don't care. But she didn't let me buy it. That kind of pissed me off.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was cool. It's fun. I mean,
So I was thinking about that, where I wanted to go. And then a couple of buddies of mine and I were talking about he's going to Chicago next week and he's going to a Cubs game. And that was kind of on his bucket list. So I was thinking about that and thought, I think that'd be a good top 5 list. So my honorable mentions. So I'm going to put these two together. I want to go to a college football game that's either a Michigan game, a Notre Dame game, or like an SEC rivalry game.
Ooh,
I think one of those would be just any of those. And I got a buddy that's done all 3 of them, and he said it's just incredible.
I've never even been to a college football game except for Sac State. Like I haven't been to Cal, I haven't been to any of those.
Yeah,
it'd be fun to do.
It's a pretty cool experience, and even going to a Cal game, which, they're all right.
Yeah, I mean it'd be fun, but that didn't make my list.
And then I got one more honorable mention.
Yep.
And that's I'd like to go to a Duke basketball game.
Random.
I know, but
random.
I love. You're going to see that a lot of the things that I do, that I want to go to, involve crowds that have tons of energy and excitement, and that's kind of what I base my stuff on.
Cool.
So yeah.
All right. So my honorable mentions. I want to go see a UFC fight. Never seen a UFC fight live. I want to go to the Indy 500. Mm-hmm. And I kind of combine that with the Daytona 500. I want to see one of the 500s. World Series. I want to see a World Series game. I had a chance to go in 2012, Game 1. We decided not to go last minute.
Uh-oh.
Hi, this is Mike Barnbaum.
All right.
Would you two consider going to a college football game involving the Mountain West Conference? I have some details for you. Isn't Sac State in the Mountain West?
No, they're in the Big Sky.
Anyways, whatever. I want to go to NHL Finals Game 7 because I think that would just be like the bee's knees. And my last honorable mention, and it's kind of a dorky one, but it kind of fits into my newfound hobby and somewhat lifestyle, is I want to go down to LA and I want to go to the CrossFit Games. I want to watch just spectacle of just nonstop, just fitness, pushing people to the brink. I think that'd be fun as hell to witness live because it's fun to watch on TV. It's the same thing over and over and over again, but at the same time, you're like, damn, that's kind of impressive. Like, I think it'd be cool to see that live.
Yeah. All right, so you took half my list with you, but that's all right.
Number 5.
Okay, this is going to come as a shock to everybody. This isn't the one I was talking about earlier.
Okay.
This is going to come into a shock because everybody, I want to go to the Olympics and watch swimming.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
In 2004, I got to go to the Olympic trials down in Long Beach. And if anybody's familiar with Long Beach, one of the main attractions there is the Long Beach Aquarium. Well, they actually built 2 temporary swimming pools in the parking lot of the Long Beach Aquarium with stands for 10,000 people.
Holy crap.
And it was pretty exciting.
Wait, so they built like above ground pools?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Above ground pools.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was. And they actually ended up, each pool was in about 5 pieces. Mm-hmm. And what are you videoing?
Oh, I'm not videoing.
Oh. Each pool was in about 5 pieces, and they took them apart, put them on trucks, and donated them to communities that didn't have swimming pools. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
So got to see Michael Phelps and all the gang that was there, and it was pretty exciting. So I
Phelps
imagine
in the gang.
I imagine that you stepped that up a little bit at the Olympics. So.
Oh, I would imagine so. Yeah, for sure.
That'd be cool. So that's my number 5.
My number 5. This will be a shock to everybody. I want to go to WrestleMania. I want to just
I thought we were talking about sporting events.
No, that's a sporting event. It's a physical event. I have a buddy, Jeff, who has gone to a bunch of them. He's gone to Chicago. He's gone to New Orleans or LA. And it's just the event itself. Like, I want to take in the whole thing. I want to take in the Hall of Fame the night before, the fan access that day, and then just the event, just the spectacle of it. I know it's all staged. I know wrestling's fake, big shock, but I think it'd be fun to go to WrestleMania.
Yeah, I could do that.
Number 4.
Number 4. Already mentioned Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Hoping that it goes into overtime.
Yes, for sure. I think that would be awesome. Oh, see, and I screwed up because if at WrestleMania I can see
Brock Lesnar.
Damn it.
Nice.
I forgot I had that audio bit.
Nice.
Yeah, Stanley Cup Finals I think would be a blast. And the reason why that and the World Series didn't make my list is simply for the fact because that's obtainable. Like that's something like, oh, my team's in it, I can shell out some money. Like WrestleMania, the Olympics, you have to wait for it to be in a certain area. Like, you're not going to go to Brazil.
I know a lot of people that do. I mean, I have friends
you're not going to go get the Zika virus.
Well, I'm not going to get pregnant in the next couple of years, so I think I'm already right. All right.
Well, that's true.
All right. So my number 3.
Can I do my number 4?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you.
My number 4 is I want to go to a Super Bowl. Not necessarily care because I'm a Niners fan. I'm not going to see my team in the Super Bowl anytime soon. But I would like to go see a Super Bowl in a caveat to it is I would like to see a Super Bowl at like Soldier Field or Lambeau or like in a historic.
Yeah, but they're never going to go there.
But I would like to go see a Super Bowl in a historic stadium.
Yeah, Super Bowl didn't make my list. I just I don't know. I don't know why it didn't make my list. I think I just enjoy watching it more on TV. Football's hard.
And I probably would watch it more better on TV anyways.
Yeah.
But all right, you're number 3.
All right, this is the one that I think is going to surprise you. I want to go to a World Cup soccer final or a Premier League soccer game. Again, just the crowds, as long as they don't have flare rockets that they're launching across the field.
Right. Yeah, that's always scary.
But again, just the excitement and the energy of being in the stadium with that many just nuts fans would really be exciting, and I'd love to see that.
All right. Apparently, my number 3 is the World Series. Even though I put it on my honorable mentions list, it's also on my number 3. So number 3, World Series.
All right. Hey.
Number 2.
Number 2, the Masters.
Ooh, I didn't even think about the Masters.
The Masters. I'm not as big. I mean, I'm a big Tiger Woods fan. Always have been. Love watching him play. I'm a moderate golf fan. I like watching it on TV. To me, the Masters is just something that I'd love to go watch. To me, it's the start of spring, start of the weather warming up, and just from what it looks like on TV, just looks like it would be just a great time. So,
yeah, that would be fun. I got to go to the Senior Open when it was out here at Del Paso last year, and that was fun. So I can only imagine how much bigger the Masters would be, and just. That would be cool. It didn't make my list. Number 2, NBA Finals, Kings Game 7. Don't care where it is. I just want to see the Kings in the finals, and I want to go to a Game 7.
Yeah, that's right. We didn't make these attainable, so we didn't say they were realistic.
Yeah, but I think that would be a blast. Obviously, you get to root for your own team. That would, and hopefully it would be at Golden One. Like the Kings would be, Golden One. Game
against
7.
the 76ers.
Against the 76ers, we fly Ron and Sean out.
That's right.
They buy the tickets, we fly them out. So, yes, that's what we'll do. We will pay for their airfare and housing. Like, they can stay with one of us.
Right.
They have to buy tickets to the game.
They have to buy us tickets.
For us.
Yeah.
And then we'll all go together.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, it's our fantasy. But yeah,
and then only if they do the same for us when, for Game 5 or Game 6.
Yeah, because
in
tickets
Philadelphia.
probably be cheaper out there.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
All right, so yeah, that's my number 2. What's your number 1?
Number 1, already mentioned and I did it the same way you did. Either
WrestleMania?
No.
Brock Lesnar.
No, I go to real sporting events. The Indy 500 / Daytona 500. Always been the top of my bucket list. And actually my dream, ultimate bucket list, is to take a hot lap around one of those two
Let me ask
tracks.
this. Would it be better to take a hot lap or be the official flag? Like wave the start of the flag, wave the final lap, wave the checkered flag?
Oh. I don't know. That's a good one. Or drive the pace car.
I've seen you drive. I don't know if they let you drive the pace car.
I'd probably say take a hot lap. I'd like to take,
Well, if you go to both, you could do one of each.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
My number 1, Summer Olympics, opening ceremonies. I don't necessarily care. I mean, I would take in the Olympics and it'd be a cool thing, but I want to go to a U.S.-based opening ceremony for Summer Olympics. I don't know why that stuck out to me, but I think that would be cool. Like, I think a lot of it had to do with thinking back to Atlanta when Muhammad Ali lit the torch, and that would be.
What do you say now?
Hi, this is Mike Barnbaum.
My fantasy would be Game 7 of the NBA Finals at Golden One Center. Which I'm behind him on this, between Sacramento Kings.
I know where he's going. I can guess.
Guess.
Against the Lakers.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's not possible.
Well, I know, that's why.
Even Mike won't do that one.
Oh, okay.
But against the Washington Wizards, the hashtag capital to capital matchup would be so awesome.
You need a cricket sound effect.
I do need to get crickets.
You need to get crickets.
Because here's the thing. What if they played New York? Capital of New York. No, that's not the capital.
Albany.
Chicago?
Nope.
No. Milwaukee. Wisconsin? No.
Nope. Madison.
Now you're learning something tonight. TJ, give me a capital city. Houston. No, not Houston.
Salt Lake.
Salt Lake City, Utah.
But we can't play against them.
Yeah. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Well, the ultimate capital.
Yeah.
I mean, the former capital of the United States before Washington, D.C.
But Washington, D.C., I mean, yeah, it's the capital, but they're not in... Miami's not... Is Miami?
I think he was going for the capital of the U.S.
I know what he's doing, but does the capital of California really compare to the capital of U.S.? Like, does that make it... Would they ever chronicleize it as the capital? Like, no. No.
Can I start on him? Can I please start on Mike?
Yes, go for it.
Mike, I don't want you to run away. I want you to respond to me. And I'm going to wait for your responses on this. So you need to answer my question. I am obsessed with this. And I've sent you a number of Twitters.
Number of twats.
Yeah. And you keep blowing me off, and it's killing me. Mike, are you there?
Calling Mike Barnbaum.
Calling Mike Barnbaum. Yo, Mike, are you there?
Actually, you want to just call Mike Barnbaum?
Yeah, can we? Do you have his number?
Yeah. Let's see if we can get this to work.
All right, Mike.
Mike, you're going to be on the spot here, buddy. Get your phone ready, Barnbaum. Live on the air.
We're giving you your big shot.
Mike, the producer, Mike.
Is going to be live on the air.
Here we go, Mike. Oh, shit. It's going to give us this little feedback. But we're going to fight through it. Producer Barnbaum going to be called. Hopefully that doesn't bother us too much. I can't even hear it. Can you hear it?
No. I can barely hear it, but I can't hear him.
Hold on, Mike. It's your phone real quick, Greg. Let's call from yours. Yours works. Hold on, Mike. Gonna hang up. Just hold on, Mike. God damn, that's terrible.
I can't hear him.
Hold on, Mike. It's your phone real quick, Greg. Let's call from yours.
Hold on.
I got you.
I got Mixler. You got to turn Mixler off.
Got it. All right. Wow, that's terrible too.
Take it out of the case.
Sorry to derail the show like this, guys, but this is must do.
Yeah, no, this I'm
and by the way,
obsessed
now
with this.
Barnbaum has your phone number.
That's all right. You better answer, Barnbaum.
Hello, this is Mike.
Mike,
All
it's
right. Greg and Greg.
you're live on the air.
Hey.
Veroza has a question for you. I'm going to go ahead and shut up and let you guys hash this out. This is critical. So let's let Greg talk to you real quick.
All right, Mike, you with me?
Okay, and I have turned my sound device down so you won't hear
Feedback.
mix minus feedback in the background.
All right, thank you. That's a great producer.
Awesome producer work right there, Mike. Thank you.
So, Mike, I'm obsessed with this. I think about it day and night. I can't get over it. I can't figure it out. Why do you think that the tampering rules affect anything that you say? What is your reasoning behind not wanting to talk about players because of tampering?
I just don't think it's right to talk about players, listening to others in the circles of free agency mention the tampering rule a lot until something has actually happened and the player has signed and gone through the proper protocols and is officially a member of the roster for the team in which he is playing.
Okay, so
And that's why I say walk the miles in their shoes. Be like one of the team officials and follow the rules that they have to follow.
But Mike, we're not team officials. We're fans. Fans are allowed to talk about it. Like fans talk about rumors and speculation and desires all the time. It's not like you're going to jinx it.
And I think you could talk about it as long as you don't mention the proper name of the person in the conversation.
But if I say that there's an upcoming free agent named LeBron James, you're gonna say that there's a small forward free agent who currently plays in Cleveland who we should sign here just without mentioning names. Would that be okay for you?
I could say, for example, if I'm walking the miles in their shoes, the Sacramento Kings have a desperate need at the two-guard position.
Right.
However, with all the names that are listed on the board, I cannot give you a name here or there because then that would be tampering with the process of free agency. That's where Vlade Divac and everyone over on his team are going to be responsible to do the hard work to pick the right folks, get them their physicals, get them cleared, and then at that point we can talk about the specific person.
But part of being
once they cleared the protocol.
Part of being a fan is talking about the what ifs, though. Like I guarantee you right now, if Vlade and Coach Yeager are sitting around at a table at Vlade's house having a beer, they're mentioning names of players. It's part of the process. They don't do it. And here's the deal. Tampering does not affect free agents at all. The only way that tampering comes into play is if during the season,
while they're under contract. The season's over. They're not under contract technically. There's a little bit of a gray area where they could talk about it now. After the end of the championship series, everybody's a free agent. And once you're a free agent, Mike, anybody can talk about it. You'll hear Vlade talking about players that he's thinking about
that
going
he wants
after.
to bring in. There's no
not tampering.
Tampering happens during the season. If they ask Vlade, DeMarcus Cousins went down with what was the illness he had last year?
Meningitis.
I think it was viral
meningitis. So if I was at press conference, I said, Vlade, DeMarcus has viral meningitis. He's going to be out for some time. What are the Kings going to do? If he said, well, I really want to go after Marc Gasol, the Grizzlies, that's tampering. But if he says we want to go after in free agency, if they say, oh, well, you need to get a good backup for DeMarcus, right now he could say, well, you know what? Timothy Mozgov, or no, I guess Mozgov's still playing. It would be someone that's eliminated already who's going to be a free agent. They can mention their names. It's okay at this point of the season.
And it's not tampering.
It's not tampering because the season's not active for players that are out of the playoffs.
All right, so you're saying that any player who is a free agent and is not playing tomorrow is going to be a person that you are free to talk about whether you're a team official or a fan?
Well, there's no restriction on what fans can say.
Yeah, fans can say whatever they want, but
tampering rules don't apply to fans.
But
only
if you're going to go on the premise of you're taking the shoes of a team official, then yes, if their season is over, they have officially hit the end of their contract season, they are a free agent going forward. You can talk about players. So you're clear. So with that being said,
so let me ask you this question.
Okay.
To get some clarification on this.
Sure.
So I have said the Kings' biggest need is going to be at the 2 guard.
Yes.
But what if they don't want to get somebody at the 2 guard and they go after one of the guys that they gave a draft workout to, and he's a big man from the University of California at Irvine?
No college
he
players.
Is not in the NBA.
No college player is protected by tampering.
Yeah, no college players.
If they've declared for the NBA draft, then they are free. They are free game to talk about. There's no tampering that covers a non-contracted player coming out of college.
So, Mike, think about it like this: tampering only applies to players under contract at the time that you're talking about them. So, starting tomorrow or after the series is over, and I think it's after the NBA championship series is over with, we can start talking about Kevin Durant coming to the Sacramento Kings. Because that's tampering's over. He's not under contract anymore.
Yeah, so you're good, Mike. So you're safe.
But somebody else who might be playing on his team that is still under contract and not a free agent, and the Kings talk about him. That's tampering.
Yes.
So if they say, if Vlade came out and said, I really want to have Kevin, I'm going to make a run at Kevin Durant, and I'm also going to make a run at Steven Adams, then the Adams remarks would be considered tampering. But Durant's a free agent, so he's fair game. Everyone's going to talk about Durant. So, Mike.
Okay, and
now
then the gentleman who I inferenced earlier, his name happens to be Mamadou Njai. 7'6" center out of the Anteaters at UC Irvine.
He's 100% free game. You can talk about him all you want.
All you want.
You can talk about him. You're saying all you want because he has never played in an NBA game.
And he's declared for the draft, so he is free game.
Yes, he has. He has declared for the draft. I know that.
And they've brought him in for a workout, so he's even more free game to talk about because it's not a secret. A lot of the times you won't hear an NBA executive talk about a player they're looking to draft because they don't want to tip their cap. But when it's a second-round draft pick that they brought in for a workout, then it's not going to be a big deal. You're going to talk about him. So, Mike, with that being said, the Kings have a dire need for a 2 guard for next season. Give me a name of one free agent. Don't need to go into detail. You don't even have to give me a first and last name. Just give me a last name. Hell, give me a first name. I'll guess of a two guard that you want to see come in and be the starting two guard for the Sacramento Kings next season.
Okay, so let me throw this and respond a question with a question.
Okay, I'm ready.
Who are roughly 5 names that you may know of that are on the list as free agents or college players, not under contract, and would be well qualified two guards?
Well, let's not talk college players, because college players, there's no way you can't really target a college player because they're going to just get money thrown at, they're going to get a draft pick. They don't have any choice. You can go after a two guard that's a free agent because you can throw more money at them. They have a choice where they want to go. So let's do top two guard, if my internet will work here.
This is Radio Gold, by the way.
This is amazing, Mike.
You're awesome.
You're our favorite producer, Mike. All right, here we go. Top shooting guard free agents for next season. I don't know why my internet's going so slow. So, DeMar DeRozan, Bradley Beal, Dwayne Wade, Jordan Clarkson, Evan Fournier, and let's give one more name. Just scrolling the list of someone that might be interesting. Dion Waiters. There's 6.
Okay. If I were to pick one to heavily court and go after, and of those 6, none are under contract, I would court Dwayne Wade.
Really?
Veteran presence.
Really?
Got a little bit of life left in the tank.
That.
I like that pick, Mike.
I like that, Mike. Good job.
Me personally, out of that list, I think I would go Bradley Beal. But Dwayne Wade, I think, is a very, very strong pick. So, Mike, with that being said, tomorrow, root for the Cavaliers. I know you're all in. We don't want to see Golden State win. We're going to talk about that here in a few minutes, so you go ahead and jump back in the chat box. I'm glad we were able to talk.
No, we do not want to see our Interstate 80 rivals win that game tomorrow.
Exactly.
Here comes another conversation,
Cleveland
you and Mike.
Has to take advantage of the Draymond suspension issue today.
We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Mike, I just want to say thank you for picking up the phone and talking with us. It's always a pleasure when we talk with you. We'll see you in a few minutes in the chat box. And, tweet away names, Mike. You're safe, I promise you. And if you, Mike,
right,
Mike, I'm going to say this right now.
You and all the listeners in the chat box. This is Mike Barnbaum.
Hold on, Mike. Mike, time out.
Mike, stop.
You in the studio.
Mike, stop. Hold on.
Stop.
Mike.
Don't throw it. Don't throw
it back to us yet. If the NBA, Mike, finds you for talking about an NBA player
and tampering,
Greg and I will pay your fine. Okay? So you're safe.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Have a good rest of your evening.
Right.
We'll see you in the chat box.
Bye, Mike.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
How can you not love Mike Barnbaum?
Oh, my God.
Dude.
Thank you very much, everybody. That's our show for the night. There's nothing we can do to top that.
We should just end the show right now.
That is greatest.
That was the best thing
Mike,
we've ever done.
I love you. You're awesome. My favorite thing the whole time, you said some kind of joke that I thought was going to get a laugh. It was nothing.
What one?
You said something about, something, and I thought he was going to crack up. Not a beep.
Crickets. I love Barnbaum, man. That was gold. That was absolute gold. Oh my goodness.
I don't want to get his hopes up, but I think we need to do that every once in a while.
We should have a conversation with Barnbaum about something every now and again.
Yeah.
We hinted at it with Mike. We're gonna talk NBA playoffs when we come back. First, we're gonna hear a couple words, and then from Warrior Pack, and we'll be right back. Hey guys, Greg here.
And Sheena too.
We just wanted to take a minute of your time to tell you about this awesome local company who has helped us tremendously in the obstacle course racing world.
Seriously, we get banged up enough on these courses, and these products have saved us on many obstacles.
When Sheena and I were getting prepared for our first Spartan race last year, we found the original Warrior Pack and bought some of their gear. After a couple races, we loved their products so much, it was a no-brainer for us to join their race team.
Yeah, and we just completed another run at AT&T Park and finished blister-free thanks to their gloves. I wore the full finger gloves and didn't even break a nail.
You are such a girl. Anyways, guys, go to originalwirepack.com and check out their stuff for all of your OCR needs. And don't forget to use code ST916 for 10% off all of your purchases. Again, that's www.originalwarriorpack.com. Pack is spelled P-A-K for all of your OCR needs.
Hey, this is Scott Fresh, the MC for the world's loudest arena. And now, back to Sports Talk 916.
All right, so we're back. We're going to talk NBA playoffs now. Man, that was
I'm
amazing.
still dying. I think, that's my second favorite highlight of the entire time I've done the show.
That was awesome.
The only thing that's better is the Mayweather line.
What I don't know how to read?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite out of it since I've been doing the show, but that's my second favorite
is mine.
thing. A fucking punter!
Because that was just such raw emotion from you. That was great. But yeah, so, man, NBA playoffs. So game 5 is tomorrow.
Yes.
Must win for the Cavs, obviously.
Yep.
Draymond Green suspended for his actions against DeMarcus Cousins, against LeBron James. But here's my question for you. Do you think the interaction with LeBron right here, we're watching right now, he steps over him, he throws at him, they get a little bit of, they're saying it was a grab at the crotch is what resulted in it. Do you think it was a legitimate flagrant or a makeup call for a non-call against Steven Adams? The NBA basically correcting a mistake.
I think it was a makeup call.
All right.
And by the way, there goes one of my bingo or bullshits.
That's one of mine as well. That's why I brought it up. So I'm going to just jump right into that one. Bingo or bullshit, the Green suspension is a money grab by the NBA to force Game 7.
Ooh, yeah, bingo.
I don't know where my bingo button is. Right there.
Bingo.
Yeah.
There's no way that they're not trying to get more money. They're trying to force Game 7. They're going to basically give Cleveland a shot to win tomorrow night in Golden State, take it back to Cleveland. I don't see Cleveland losing Game 6 at home.
No.
And then Game 7 is going to be an all-out just war.
Look at Stephen A.
I can't stand that fucking guy.
Hey, you know the good thing about when the finals are over with?
He's gone?
No, Skip Bayless is.
Oh, my God.
He's gone from First Take. Oh, I like that look. You have a great look when you're reading something and somebody just says something completely off the wall.
Barnbaum. Thank you. Let's talk again on the next episode. I agree. In the meantime, let Carmichael Dave, Katie Christensen, Nate Goodyear, Jason Ross, Damian Barling, Ken Rudolph, Kevin Sheritz, and Steve Goss know how I did. You may send them audio of me too.
Sure, Mike. We'll get right on that. Hey, Mike.
Anyone else that I should send the audio to?
Yeah, really. Hey, Mike. We love having you on the air, but we also don't want to. We don't want to burn you out. We don't want to burn you out.
We can't milk that cow dry.
Yeah, we don't want to overuse you. So maybe once every month or two we'll have you on. But
cash cow, baby.
Yeah, you're radio gold. So
yeah, Mike. And the only thing that we're missing is random Mike Barnbaum sound bites of him calling in and singing. So Mike, maybe what I'll do is I'll just have you. Leave me a voice.
Mike, yeah,
send us
some of your tapes from KHTK.
Yeah, like an audio song. I'll just play songs as buffers of Barnbaum coming back from break. Ooh. We got to get a Barnbaum buffer. Hey, This is producer Mike Barnbaum.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
All right, Mike, we got some work for you in the next couple of days, buddy. I'll get some messages to you. So Green suspended. Klay Thompson kind of was a dick today a little bit if you watched it in the press conference. Basically...
There he is right there.
Yeah, he's talking right now.
It looks like he's being a dick.
Basically, he came out and said, well, trash talking happens every single day in the NBA. It's something that happens. I don't understand why LeBron's feelings are hurt, but this is a man's game, and I don't understand why he didn't leave it on the court. They asked LeBron about that, and he just laughed. He couldn't keep a straight face.
That's him right there answering it.
Yeah, and it's just and look at LeBron. Undertaker shirt.
Oh, nice.
WWE fan. Oh, dude. So there was that, and then I have a quote from Charles Barkley. I want to get your opinion on this. So Charles Barkley today told somebody, when a man stands over you, you have a moral obligation to punch him in the balls. So
God, this show is for the time capsule. We're putting this in the time capsule.
dude, I'm like, how does he come out and even say that? Like,
I love Barkley. Some people hate him. I think everything he says, smart or stupid, is just awesome.
it's ridiculous.
It is.
Oh man, but yeah. So you have the moral obligation to punch him in the balls.
Now this is a guy who like threw a midget through a window at a bar. So
Yeah, this is the guy that can't hit a golf ball to save his life either.
oh God.
So get this. So we're not even halfway through our ledger for the show, and we have 9 minutes left to reset Mixler. This is like the best show ever. All the people I mentioned work at Sports 1140 KHTK 5244 Madison Avenue at Hemlock in the Foothill Farms community. Thank you, Mike. I don't know why you wrote out Sports 1140 though, unless it just makes it easier for me to read, I guess. God damn it, I love Bart. Charles Barkley is like Donald Duck becoming president in November. # never Donald. So I guess that's a Trump reference.
Who said that?
Barnbaum.
He's on a roll tonight.
Mike, I hate to tell you this, but there's a chance that Donald Duck's going to be president come November. So they just showed it. Buster Posey, 2 games in a row, got his bat stuck in the net. The first one was like 63 feet up in the air, though. That was pretty remarkable. And then Mike Krukow had the best line ever. That's some good pine tar. It was awesome. So must win for the Cavs. Do you think if it goes 7 games, Cleveland has a chance to pull this thing out?
Oh, they have a chance.
Do you
Will
think they pull it out?
No.
No? You think the Warriors win back to back?
I think they win tomorrow night.
TJ Sports Geek says he'd be okay with Donald Duck as president.
Just not Donald Trump.
Just not Donald Trump, I guess. What about this guy? Or this guy?
Mike Crotch is popular with the animals.
Or this guy?
Brock Lesnar.
That's the one I want to see. Can you see? Yeah, I was just going to say, can you imagine Brock Lesnar going to ISIS and going, I'm Brock Lesnar?
That would be Paul Heyman being his hype guy. He'd have to have Paul Heyman with him all the time. Can you imagine if he'd be like, on a conference call with like Putin, and like they're at like a desk and Putin's like, I'm gonna blow you up, and he just stands up in his suit. He's like just intimidated.
Pops buttons off his shirt.
Brock Lesnar.
Oh, that'd be fun.
You know what? We need to start that. # Brock Lesnar for president.
Oh my God! No one. I mean, weapons of mass destruction.
Lesnar 2016. There you go.
That'd be fucking great. So speaking of Team USA, DeMarcus Cousins pretty much all in on Team USA. He's been guaranteed a spot. He will be playing for the Olympics.
I think it was more of the people that decided they didn't want to play.
And that's what we're going to get to now. So let's see.
By the way, you're killing all my bingo bullshits. By the way,
that's one of mine too. It's whatever. More players are out than in, it seems like. Russell Westbrook out. Steph Curry out. James Harden out. LaMarcus Aldridge out. Damian Lillard is looking like he may get in. DeMarcus is in. Is it? I'm guessing this
Kobe's
is one.
out.
Well, Kobe's out. Yeah, I mean, so they're saying right now that they're all due to legitimate injury. How much? So Curry says that it's because of his knee and his ankle. He wants to rest it. That one's legitimate. He just hurt it. Harden didn't say why. Westbrook didn't say why. They just said it was a tough decision. It was a hard one to make. Blah 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 blah. How much of it do you think is legitimate injury, and how much of it do you think is a Zika virus?
I don't know. I can't imagine these guys have really done a lot of research on the Zika virus. I just think they just don't want to do it. I think it takes too much out of them, and I think it's...
You think any of them are scared of what happened to Paul George last year?
Could be. And I think the Zika virus probably plays a little bit into it, but, those guys aren't going to be anywhere near a place where they need to... They're going to be inside hotel rooms. They're going to be inside the gym.
Oh, those players are going to be under such lock and key. They're not going to be out.
No, there's no way that they're going to have any kind of risk at the Zika virus. I was talking to a young lady who was on the 2012 Olympic team. They came up and she did a little clinic for our Dolphins over the last week on Thursday. And so we went to lunch afterwards, and we were talking about it. And they've had a couple of test events down in Brazil, testing out the water that Mike and Mike were all
right. And
she said that, got all our shots, got all our, took everything we needed to take. The water wasn't that bad. And the Zika virus is, it's a mosquito. You have a chance of getting bit with a mosquito out in your backyard.
Exactly.
So,
hell, you have a chance of getting the bubonic plague in Tahoe right now if you get bit by a flea.
Yeah. So it's you can't. So I think that's an excuse. My bingo bullshit will cover this too later on. Is that Grant Napier's illegitimate son?
Right, Shabazz Napier. No, Mike, before you say anything, we know it's not.
No. I know Mike. It's
Mike. Grant Napier's illegitimate son is Mason Wiglin, Carmichael Dave's son. If you've ever seen him, the little redhead kid. I don't know how Dave got a redhead, but that's Grant's kid.
So no, I think it's an excuse. I think, who knows? Maybe they don't feel like they're getting paid enough. There's too much of a risk of getting hurt. But I'm over the NBA playing in the Olympics, by the way.
All right. Speaking of NBA and something that you should be over, have you seen Steph Curry's new shoe?
I saw a bunch of things about it. I have not. Is it just? I saw a white shoe that was like a nursing shoe or something.
It's the old man shoe. According to TJ the Sports Geek, it's going to come with a fanny pack. With a fanny pack.
Nice.
That didn't work. What the fuck is going on here? Oh, that's a streaming window. Hold on.
How are we doing for time?
We're good. We got 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
It's a grandpa shoe.
It is.
They're going to have a Velcro version.
Are they really?
And it's Steph came out and said they're straight fire. I don't know why why people are mocking him. Honestly, I would wear those because I like a plain shoe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was. TJ said it's going to come with a fanny pack and a book of coupons for the early bird special at local restaurants.
At the buffet.
So
buffet.
There's that. Man, I don't know. The NBA,
they're all right.
People are in an uproar about those. I like them.
I'd wear those before I wore any Jordans.
Really?
Yeah.
You would wear those?
I'd wear those. Yeah. I'm not a big shoe guy. Look at the shit that I wear all the time.
You would wear those before those?
Yes.
The Jordan 11s, the Space Jams.
Yep.
I don't know if we can be friends anymore.
That's pretty much what I wear. The shit that Under Armour shoe is what I wear all the time anyway. That's what I wear.
What about those? What about those?
No.
Sickest fucking shoe ever made.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I have wood. Just kidding.
Yeah, no.
The Air Max 95, that's right.
No, I don't. No. I like the Steph Curry shoes better.
All right, well, let's go ahead and reset Mixer. We're going to come back, and we're going to play Bingo or Bullshit.
Even though we talked about most of my Bingo bullshit.
You know what? First of all, worth it, because we got Barnbaum audio. Oh, man, that was so great.
Yeah, if you didn't hear that earlier, you need to go back and download the podcast just to hear Mike on the radio.
Bingo!
I may put that.
Bingo!
I may isolate that and put it on our website next to our Phil Oates interview.
Bingo!
There you go.
Bingo!
Just so you can click and listen. Or bullshit. Totally worth it.
Or Mike would say BS.
Right. Bingo or BS. Sorry.
BS.
I just got a really good point made to me in my Facebook chat box. My buddy Matt's listening. He says, wow, really? Old man shoe problems? LOL. He wears like all white K-Swisses.
I wore those for a long time.
I give him shit for his old man shoes.
I wore those a lot.
He says, what is the sickest shoe? You guys aren't on video. That was really bad radio right there. All white baby blue, or I'm sorry, black with baby blue trim. Jordan 12s are amazing to me.
Whatever.
Bingo or bullshit, Mr. Rosa? I don't know. You know what? Okay, so Tom Thibodeau says that DeMarcus Cousins is in amazing shape after his Vegas workout, the best shape he's seen them in a long time. With that being said, DeMarcus should sit out the Olympics and focus on the Kings season and also avoid the Zika virus, considering his compromised immune system after having that other thing he had.
Viral meningitis.
Right.
Bullshit. He needs to play. He needs to play. He needs to. There's a certain few number of guys that need this as an experience thing, as a growing experience. And he's one of those. You know, he can't get away with this crybaby shit down there. Coach K is not going to let him do that. And I think that he would be one of the few players that would benefit a lot from having the experience of playing in the Olympics. So, no, I think he needs to play.
All right. You're up.
All right. My bingo bullshit number one. LeBron should have gotten more than just a technical for that end of the game dance that he did with Green.
I don't think LeBron should have had anything additional. I don't think the flagrant foul that Green was issued should have been given. The only problem with it is, like I said, it's a makeup call. It was a makeup action that they did.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, I think that's a good point.
So, you know, there's that. TJ says, bullshit. Team USA needs DeMarcus like a crackhead needs crack. Hey, Corner Pub, you guys are on. So you guys missed it. We did our top 5 bucket list sporting events that we want to attend. And we've decided that once Golden One Center is open here in Sacramento, when the Sixers and the Kings make the finals, we're going to attend games in Philly and Sacramento together. But the caveat to it is we will pay for your airfare to Sacramento. You guys buy all 4 of us tickets to the game, and then vice versa. You guys pay for our airfare to Philly, and then we'll buy tickets because we're a little bit poorer than you guys, and I think the tickets out there will be cheaper than Golden One Center. But that's what we're going to do. So mark your calendars whenever that happens. It'll probably be like the NBA Finals, like 2033. So we could probably save up a little bit. Greg's going to be really old, so you'll get a seater discount at that point.
I'll be 71, yeah.
And, you know, we'll still have the number 1 and number 2 podcast at that point. We'll still be doing the same thing because there's no growth in what we do. So,
well, we still have all these U40 or whatever these guys.
U40s. No, those are be coming down
Tech
soon.
9s?
I think those are be coming down soon.
Are they?
I'm going to cycle some out. Get some new stuff up there.
Oh, okay.
But then I'm also going to be looking to buy a house. I got to find a realtor.
Yeah. That's hard to do.
Yeah, and then, you know, buy a house soon. So, but yeah, so Corner Pub says they'll be retired by then, but they're in. So
cool.
There's that. Let's see. The Green suspension is a money grab. We already did that one. Bingo or bullshit, and all pitchers home run derby is needed for the All-Star game.
Oh, I almost went with this. I thought you guys had done this last year. Absolutely.
Last year, yeah, we did it last year.
Last week.
I have some news on that, by the way, when we move on to our
Yes, I think that would be cool. I mean, that would first there wouldn't be as many home runs, so you wouldn't hear Berman go back.
Berman's retiring. This is the last year.
I know.
You get to hear back,
That's
back,
why we
back,
need
back,
to do
back.
that. And I think it would be fun. It would make each home run worth a lot more, and it would actually make it interesting to watch. So I'm all over that.
What would be better? Bumgarner winning an all pitchers home run derby, or Bumgarner beating Giancarlo Stanton or Bryce Harper in the finals of the regular home run derby?
Oh, that's not even close.
One further, any San Francisco Phillies series. No, well, it has to be a World Series, so that won't happen because the Philly is in the National League. Or championship series, maybe. We have some time before Phillies are in contention for that. I mean,
yeah, okay, whatever.
It would have to be like next year,
or a Niners Eagles Super Bowl. No, they can't do that either.
NFC Championship game, though.
NFC Championship.
Hopefully, it's here. That way, we don't have to pay for their airfare. They got to buy us tickets. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We got to get our gentleman's bet going next time the Phillies and Giants play too.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm informing people what sports talk is. I'm not a bingo or bullshit. So
I got a couple more.
All right.
So did you see the big brawl this weekend or this week? The Major League Brawl?
Manny Machado?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I've always wondered about this, and bingo or bullshit, Major League Baseball should institute a rule preventing players from leaving the dugouts and the bullpen.
I like it when grown men act like babies. I think it's fun. I think it's fine the way it is. It doesn't happen often enough to make it a rule. I mean, it's happened more this season than it has in the past. But I think that the one with Jose Bautista was completely uncalled for. I mean, that was something carried over from the playoffs last year.
Right.
It was an aggressive slide, but it didn't warrant what happened. I think the Manny Machado one was 100% warranted because the pitcher has a reputation for headhunting.
Yeah.
It's known around the league that he's a headhunter.
Right.
And he threw 3 straight pitches, 2 of which were high and inside that almost hit him in the first place, and then he hits him with a third pitch. If that doesn't scream intentional, I don't know what else could.
Yeah, no.
I think Manny Machado was 100% warranted in going out there and throwing that punch. And what's funny is I'm assuming he's appealing it because he was suspended 5 games. I was watching the Blue Jays-Orioles game yesterday, and he was in the lineup. So I'm assuming there's an appeal going on.
Yeah, he's going to appeal that.
But yeah, I think that he's 100%. I love him. TJ just said baseballs were amazing. Shit, Major League Baseball has a bunch of fights on their YouTube page.
Oh, yeah. I was watching the best baseball brawls today.
Let's see. Mike Barnbaum. Bingo. I think Major League Baseball should institute a disciplinary action for players leaving the bullpen and dugout. It's not baseball by any means.
So what if they did this? What if they instituted a third man in rule? So in other words, pitcher can go after, or the batter can go after the pitcher.
If anyone else gets involved.
If anybody else gets involved. So what you'd see is a schoolyard circle around everything going, fight, 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 fight.
Yes.
That would be perfect.
And then you'd have one guy pick the ball up and throw it in and hide behind someone else. I'm all for that. I like that idea.
All right.
That one's good. That's the last bingo or bullshit I have.
Nope. That was mine.
Okay, well, I don't have any more, so go for it.
All right. I got 2 more. The IOC should go back to using amateurs in basketball, tennis, and golf. And the reason I say this is almost every athlete that's talked about backing out has been a pro golfer, pro tennis player, or pro basketball player. And so they have something else to work for. The tennis players and the golfers are going for Grand Slams. NBA players are resting up, getting ready for their season. So with that being said, they should go back to amateurs in those 3 sports.
Bingo.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I just, for one, I don't find it fun when USA plays Costa Rica and they beat them by 115 points. It's not fun basketball to watch.
And then when they lose, the couple of times that they've lost, it's just not a fun loss. And I know that sounds weird, but you know, if the amateurs are in there and they're giving it their all and they come up a couple points short, okay, they did a good job. The NBA does, oh shit, the NBA's, the basketball world's gonna implode. Everything is horrible. I want to see those players go away.
Agreed.
Just go away.
You ever hear the comedian Daniel Tosh?
Yeah.
One of his comedy series, he talks about putting poker in the Olympics.
Ah, there you go. I'm all over that.
But you can only bet with what your country's worth. And his joke is, can you bet how great it would be to be America in that? He's like, you're sitting at a poker table and Costa Rica raises with 3 coconuts. He goes, ooh, Costa Rica's all in with 13 coconuts. He's like, ooh, we're going to call. Should Olympian small blind. It would be great. And Corner Pub says it has more of a college feel to it. It would be better to have the amateur. Yeah. Give those kids something to play for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, half of them aren't going to make the damn NBA anyways. Unless they play for Kentucky, then they're all going to make the NBA in the first round.
Right. After their freshman year. Okay, I got one more.
Holy goddamn. You really were sitting around the house today doing nothing, weren't you?
And this is just for you and I, just for our laugh.
Mike Barnbaum was the best segment ever on Sports Talk 916?
Bingo.
Second best.
Okay.
Bingo or bullshit? The lady running the scoreboard last night at the Sirens game is a scary, scary person.
I hope she doesn't listen, but she's the nicest person ever.
She's a sweetheart, but she scares the crap out of me.
Some of her comments were extremely scary last night. When a girl, so when halftime rolls around, and there's 3 people in the room.
By the way, we're doing the public address announcing at the Sirens game last night.
Right. So it's myself on the left, Greg Verose in the middle, and this girl, former Sirens quarterback on the right. She does the scoreboard. Halftime goes off. I announce the dancers or the cheerleaders. No, she was already gone before that. She stands up and she goes, "All right, boys, I gotta go drain the snake.
Drain the lizard. I gotta go drain the lizard."
I have never seen Greg Verosa with a more red face than I had seen last night.
God, he completely came out of the blue.
He was petrified, and it was amazing. Oh man, that was terrifying.
She's a sweetheart. She's funny as hell.
She knows her shit. She's very knowledgeable when it comes to football.
But
that was
just scared the crap out of me.
Petrifying. Bingo or bullshit, the Sirens have the best cheerleaders. No, I'm just kidding. They try hard. They're volunteers. They
try.
They do their
try.
best.
Yeah, they try.
Good times right there. All right, when we come back, we're actually going to talk about the Sirens. We'll recap the game last night. We have an update about a big injury that happened last night.
Yep.
And then we'll have Are You Kidding Me? It's going to be loud. Plug your ears.
Mike Crotch is popular with the animals. So let me ask you a question. Who do you think is the most successful football team currently in Sacramento? It's not the Hornets. It's not the Surge. It's not the Gold Miners. Not the Mountain Lions. Yes, it is your Sacramento Sirens. Starting up their year this April 23rd, they play all their games at Hughes Stadium. All kickoffs are at 5:30. For more information on tickets and tryouts, go to thesacramentosirens.com.
And don't forget, you'll hear the voices of Sports Talk 916 blasting through the PA system as we are the in-stadium announcers for this upcoming season. So once again, all information is at thesacramentosirens.com. Gotta turn the mics on, otherwise we don't get heard. We are back. Let's talk a little about the game last night. They played the Nevada Storm. Sirens started out moving the ball really well. Started out looking good.
Yeah, from the opening kick, they were great.
And then the wheels fell off a little bit. But
remember, I wasn't there for the opening kick, by the way.
Right. They scored, 4 touchdowns?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's progress.
You got to dust off your touchdown. It was a little weak in the beginning. Your touchdown call.
The first one was extremely weak.
And that resulted in touchdown.
The first one I got confused because in the end zone it has the soccer goal line, and then it has the line, and then none of the refs signaled touchdown, so I was like, just sitting there in silence. So
it was like Porky Pig doing the public address announcing. That's all, folks.
It was pretty bad. And then one of the touchdown calls, the guy sitting below us in the bleachers called it before I did. But it was good. I mean, it was a good game. They ended up losing.
Hey, can I give you a tip? I didn't want to say this last night.
Sure.
You know what a vocal crutch is? You know what that term is? It's a word that you always go to.
Right. And mine is results in at football games.
Yep.
And it's here and it's and
that you didn't do that very much, but it was that play resulted in a first down.
Yeah, and then on the show, it's if you Porky's back. If you've ever listened,
Porky Mayweather, right there.
If you've ever listened to the show, my crutch on the show is that'll be interesting.
Ooh,
I say that a lot.
Really?
Well, that'll be interesting. It'd be interesting to see.
I'll notice that. I'll have to take notes.
My wife points that out to me all the goddamn time.
Really?
But so there was a scary moment in the game last night. The Nevada Storm quarterback, who after watching Sam Hunt, their running back, fill in for quarterback, they're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
But she.
By the way, we need to talk about Sam Hunt too.
Okay. Oh, we do. That's right. Anyways, though, in the third quarter, about 10 minutes ago in the third quarter, there was a little bit of a scramble, and
I didn't see how she got hit.
She was blocking. She wasn't even involved in the play. It was a running play, and it might have been a fumble or something. She went in
I
for
think
the
there's
ball.
a fumble in there.
And Ron says his is, you know what I mean? She went for a ball, and my kids are crying. And she got hurt. She hurt her neck. She laid motionless on the field. It had to have been 15 minutes.
Yeah, easily 15
Did
minutes.
not move at all. Just, it was pretty scary. I had to, on the PA system, had to call for her girlfriend to come down to the field.
Yeah.
The second she was told what happened, she started crying. They got the ambulance out there. She got carried out. If you listen to the conversation with my wife, she got carried out in a body bag instead of a body board. But she's recovering fine. She has tissue edema. So is that bruising? Swelling around the brain or around the head?
Probably around the neck, I would imagine.
No fractures, no tears. So
that was good. Yeah, it was scary. It's a scary moment. Everybody knows that when you're watching a football game like that, and you know it even more when you're playing, is that any hit can be your last hit.
Exactly.
And to see somebody just laying there motionless, it's pretty intense and the air completely came out of the stadium.
Oh, I mean, yeah, those 36 people were like, and it was crazy. But so number 33, Sam Hunt, she's fast as fuck. She fills in for quarterback, and I'm like, well, fuck, here we go. She throws a better ball than the original quarterback. She's faster. She runs better. Turns out, though, because
scary lady scoreboard woman.
Scary lady scoreboard girl, at halftime went to the locker room to trade the lizard, and she comes back, and she's like, I just saw number 33 out in the tunnel with her coach smoking a cigarette.
So that's all she talked about for the whole second half is, I'm going to start smoking.
Yeah, I'm going to start smoking. I'll be hella faster. And I'm like, this girl got faster at halftime. But after we found out that she's a smoker, every single play, she was bent at the waist, just searching for oxygen.
And after she ran, she had a keeper that went around the left side for about 75-yard touchdown. I think that one got called back too. I think
called back for a hold.
Yeah, called back for a hold. And she gets slower and slower, and at about the 10, it's like she's barely crawling. She makes it in, and then I thought she was going to spew. I thought she was going to spew. And so I think they had to call timeout right after that because she was huffing and puffing so much.
What? We're being interrupted. No? Knock on the door and they're not open?
No, I think it was my chair.
Oh, there's a foot out there, it looks like. Oh, it's just a shoe. Oh. But anyways, yeah, so apparently Evan, every time I was so afraid that my mic was going to be on because I kept going, and that run brought to you by the National Tobacco Society. This is brought by the American Cancer Society because of the last, and it was a lot of fun.
And then we started talking about, with the commercials with the lady with the little device in her throat. 243, set, hut. I mean, it was just stupid. We kind of completely went into teenage fart joke mode.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Which kind of cut the tension.
Is popular with the animals.
Yeah, which is cut the tension a little bit after the
after the lizard comment. I was like, Jesus Christ. Anyways, that's that. So Sirens lost again. They had their best home outing of the season. They have one more game. Next week's game is actually going to be at Kennedy High School instead of Sac City. I won't bring my firearm because I'm not going to be an idiot next week. Because now that I know it's at school,
that's the one place you probably need it is Kennedy.
Probably. But yeah, so 7 p.m. kickoff. That's going to be a little bit harder.
By the way, did you just admit to a felony?
No, can't prove it.
Oh, okay.
I just said I won't bring it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, let's do...
Are you kidding me?
You kidding me? You kidding me, right?
Are you kidding me?
You kidding? You kidding me?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
You kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
It's now time for Mr. Veroza's segment. Are you kidding me?
I got 2.
Ooh,
I know. All right. Did you see the highlights of the UCSB Louisville baseball game in the Super Regional?
Is that the one that ended with the fantastic way to end?
Yes.
Yes, it did.
All right. So, University of Santa Barbara, the Gauchos were playing Louisville in the Super Regionals. The best 2 out of 3 winner goes to the College World Series, which starts next week, which is, by the way, is also I wasn't thinking that might be on my bucket list too, because that's
that would be a lot of fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
And their pants are awesome. You ever see baseball players in softball pants?
You need to isolate that. Right? We need that as a sounder. Their pants are awesome.
I should write that down.
All right.
Brock Lesnar.
Before stepping up to bat in the bottom of the 9th inning in the Super Regional with his team down 3-0 to College World Series favorite Louisville, Sam Cohen was a third-string catcher with only 26 at-bats the entire season. Right now, he is a UCSB legend after donning a grand slam that would eventually send UCSB to the College World Series. The loss broke a streak of 186 consecutive games. Louisville had won when leading after 8 innings. And apparently the reliever that he hit the grand slam off of was the number 1 reliever in college baseball this year and a first-round draft pick.
Wow.
So, pretty cool. I mean, can you imagine pretty much everything that everybody dreamed of, whether you played baseball or not, is hitting a grand slam to win the game and send you somewhere. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. And your other one?
Oh, all right. So, did you hear that what the Oklahoma governor offered to Kevin Durant for staying?
I read the alert that I got from my phone, but I did not go into detail with it, hoping that you would bring this up.
So, Oklahoma's efforts to keep Kevin Durant with the Thunder is going all the way to the top job in the state. In answering questions during an Oklahoma press conference, Association's annual convention Saturday, Governor Mary Fallon said she would be willing to give Durant a government post if the 7-time All-Star stays with Oklahoma City. If Kevin Durant thinks about leaving, which I hope he doesn't, Oklahoma loves Kevin Durant and Kevin Durant loves Oklahoma. But if he'll stay, I'll make him a cabinet person for health and fitness on my cabinet, said Fallon. Durant will become an unrestricted free agent on July 1st, blah, blah, blah. So the governor of Oklahoma has offered him a cabinet position if he stays with the Thunder.
You ready for a bold prediction about Kevin Durant?
Sure.
Kevin Durant will stay with Oklahoma City Thunder this year, sign a 1-year deal.
Yep. With a player option.
And next year he will bounce quick as possible. Basically, my thought behind that is Wade, Beal, possibly LeBron. Those big name guys are going to set the market for Kevin Durant next year.
Yeah.
They're going to get paid this year. Going to see what the teams are willing to spend with the new salary cap. And then next year when they free up some money, someone's going to pay Durant more than the top person this year. And it's going to line his pockets like you would not believe.
I agree.
So that's my prediction about that.
That's all I got.
All right. Let's, since Corner Pub's on, we'll play their promo again. And we'll hear from you. And then we're going to talk. I'm going to tell you why top Major League officials listen to Sports Talk 916 when we come back.
Nice. If you or anyone you know is thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, they deserve to have someone working with them that not only knows what they're doing, but will explain everything that happens along the way. That person would be me, Coach Greg Veroza of Keller Williams Realty. I have 2 goals. My first goal is to coach you through the buying and selling process, making it easy to understand and as stress-free as possible, which isn't easy sometimes. My second goal is to have fun doing it. Come be a part of my team. Let me coach you or anyone you know through the real estate process. Give me a call at 916-241-8068, and let's talk about how I can coach you through the real estate process. Let me ask you one question. Who do you know that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate that I should know right now? Again, that's Greg Veroza, Keller Williams Realty, 916-241-8068.
What's up, everybody? We are Corner Pub Sports every week talking sports, beer, and beyond. You can find us live 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time on wildfireradio.com or stream us on cornerpubsports.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Corner Pub Sports.
We look forward to seeing you at the pub every Friday night.
Cheers, boys.
I still remember the first time I heard those guys. We were driving to a Kings game, Sheen and I got a random notification on the way to the game, and it was like, Corner Pub Sports is now following you on Mixlr. And I'm like, who the fuck is Corner Pub Sports? And then as we're pulling in, it's like, Corner Pub Sports is live. And I was like, oh, it's like their second show they ever did.
Oh, really?
And they were talking about the Sixers, and I was like, hey, don't feel bad, Sixers fans. I'm a Kings fan. And we started bullshitting with them, and sure enough, here we are, like a year later. So
that's awesome.
It was all, one of their happy fingers just started clicking away.
It's been more than a year because they've been around as long as I have.
Yeah. So shit, almost 2 years now. Year and a half.
Year and a half.
A lot of fun. And yes, you guys do sound drunk and very tired on your promo.
Yes.
Major League Baseball listens to Sports Talk 916. Do you want to know why?
Along with Charles Barkley?
Along with Charles Barkley, that's correct. Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
Someone today posted a little link on TJ the Sports Geeks Facebook page. And I'm pulling it up right now. My wife fucking posted a shitload of pictures today, and they're filling up my timeline. There's a report by Buster Olney that...
Oh, I know where you're going now.
The Giants had conversations today about Bumgarner being in the home run derby. The idea is floated of a pitcher's derby. San Francisco's open to the idea. Apparently, Major League Baseball has had brief talks about a pitchers-only home run derby.
That would be fun.
At the All-Star game, which is clearly something they listen to our show because we talked about it last week.
Absolutely.
Jake Arrieta has come out and said he wants in if Bumgarner's in. Obviously, Bumgarner wants in. Noah Syndergaard, the Mets ace, of course, he wants it to happen.
I imagine Kershaw probably wants it to happen.
I would imagine Kershaw would want in. But Noah Syndergaard tweeted out, in 2016, I fully endorse a pitcher's home run derby. # we want Bart. He wants Bartolo Colon to be in it to represent the Mets. Can you imagine, even if it's 4, Kershaw, Bumgarner, Arrieta, and Bartolo Colon.
There you go. My loyalties might be tugged a little bit with Bumgarner and Colon.
A tug of war? What you said?
No, I said my loyalties might be tugged a little bit.
Yeah. TJ wants it in there too. This article says All-Star Weekend needs a pitcher dinger contest, a bunch of outfielders throwing curveballs, and it needs Gold Glovers playing defense without their gloves on. There's a lot to be done, but a pitcher home run derby would be incredible. It wouldn't ruin their swings. It would just be flawless. Let's lock it down. I think that would be fantastic. That would be so much fun to watch. And I want it to happen. I think it would be great for baseball. It would be great for the All-Star game.
Problem is, All-Star game's in San Diego this year, and San Diego is not a home run friendly park.
It's okay.
Need to get it in.
Bring the fences in.
You need to get it
Put
somewhere.
up the little temporary fence, like 20 yards in or 20 feet in. That would make
like
it
they do for the softball games.
Yeah, like the softball game, but put it in between the two. There's the softball fence, and there's the pitcher's home run derby, and then there's the real fences. Bumgarner's going to hit it out anyways.
Yeah, that's
Let
true.
him rake. Pitchers who rake. Come on, we need it.
Yep.
So Major League Baseball
I like
listens.
it. I like that.
Let's see. Me and you haven't talked much about the Giants injury bug. Let's see.
You know how we talked earlier that it was a marathon and not a sprint, and that
You a little worried yet?
I am. I'm a lot worried.
So
right now.
Angel Pagan checked in with the Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. TJ, since you're on, did you play the lotto this week? I need to know if you played the lotto, if you bought a scratcher, if you went on Match.com and just started clicking yes on people. Something to test your luck. Because last week on our top 5 list, TJ Longacre, one of his players who wants to come back to the Giants organization was Travis Ishikawa. The next day, the Giants signed Travis Ishikawa to a minor league deal.
I mean, I think it just goes to show the Giants listen to our show, too.
They listen to our show. They're like, "Ooh, that's a good idea." Dude, I'm telling you. He predicts that the Giants are going to sign, or that he wants Ishikawa. They do it the next day. On Friday, TJ buys a scratcher and wins a free ticket.
Nice.
His luck is just pouring in.
TJ, let's go hang out at some bar where there's some good-looking girls and see if your luck will rub off on anybody else.
Fine. Single me out.
You want to leave yours here and go find another one?
No. Let's go to like a bar and see if we can get free drinks, or go to like the casino and win like $6. I don't aim very high. If I win $6, I'm like, woo.
I had a good night Friday night,
yeah,
too.
thanks for the invite.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Anytime. You had to work in the morning.
What, so?
I got home at 3 o'clock.
Okay, so I don't go to bed that night.
Okay. Went $250.
Yeah, you're an asshole. We need our jerseys. Let's see. So Sergio Romo's been with the River Cats, pitching really well.
Yep.
However, they moved him to the 60-day DL.
Did they really? I didn't see that. Sorry.
To make room for calling somebody up. And then Angel Pagan last night made his debut. He was in El Paso with the River Cats. He's on his rehab assignment. And the funny thing about Ishikawa is, in the article, it was very clear that said they're going to let Ishikawa take as much time as he needs to join the team. Basically, there's no rush. He's been out of baseball for a little bit. The White Sox cut him, let him come. 2 days later, he's already in the starting lineup. He's like, I'm back, I'm ready, let's go.
Do you think that was just more of a, hey, you're out of baseball, we'll give you a job?
No,
we don't really. It's just kind of, here you go, here's a job type thing.
Not at all, because the Giants need depth. They need an outfielder.
Yeah.
Mac Williamson is extremely shaky. He's very roller coaster like. Jared Parker, it's either a home run or nothing.
Yeah.
With him, you have obviously Pence is down. You have Blanco. You need depth. There's not a lot in Sacramento right now. You bring in Ishikawa. He's a
all the Sacramento depth is in San Francisco.
Exactly. And then in the third round of the Major League Baseball draft, they drafted a outfielder
out of
Oregon.
Vanderbilt. Oregon?
Well, that was a pitcher, I believe, out of Vanderbilt, wasn't it?
Well, I don't know. 59th pick. So that was the second round.
Yeah. Then they drafted an outfielder. Hey, Jake Peavy got his 150th career win today. They signed someone else too. Jacob Hayward, brother of Jason Hayward. They drafted him.
Yep.
They signed someone else. They signed another. That chair is loud.
Is it?
Kinda. Where's the transactions? Transactions. This is great.
Radio.
Great radio.
Yeah, awesome radio.
This is almost as good as looking at shoes. A
fucking punter!
They didn't draft a punter, TJ, sorry.
Yeah, in the fourth round.
Did you?
They called Balky to give him an idea who to pick. Oh, pick a punter.
Did you see the story the story about?
No, I didn't see that.
God damn it! What the hell? Who's our former coach? Harbaugh. Harbaugh was asked about his time with he was at a South Carolina field for a interleague or inter-school scrimmage or out of zone practice, or whatever the hell they're calling
camp.
And he was wearing a Julio Jones jersey.
Right. He was making every camp he went to, he picked a
player
jersey.
Yeah. But he was still wearing his khakis, which I fucking love.
Yeah.
However, they asked him about Julio Jones. He says, "Oh, he's a great player." The Niners wanted to draft him in that round. Balky wouldn't move up in the draft. Wouldn't move up for him. He wanted to get him for their top wide receiver, Julio Jones. He ended up going one pick ahead of them to Atlanta, and the Niners took Aldon Smith. It was a fair trade off.
I thought you were gonna say they took a fucking punter or something.
No, but hey, Jason finally joined. Jason, man, you're gonna have to make sure you subscribe on YouTube or on iTunes. And about 20 minutes in, we talked to Barnbaum, and Verosa just grills him a little bit about the tampering rules, and it's quite awesome. Anyways, Romo is
Jason.
He went from the 15-day disabled to the 60-day disabled list with a flexor strain in his elbow, so it's just more rehab.
But he's been on the disabled list for
exactly
40 days already. So.
Kelby Tomlinson's on the 15-day disabled list, retroactive to the 9th with a left thumb. They signed Ishikawa. I thought they had signed another outfielder, but I guess they didn't.
I don't think they did.
Pagan's in Sacramento. He's looking to come back soon. They're saying within the next week or so, so there's a little bit more help's coming. They need Pagan to be healthy. Yeah. Pence had his surgery. It was successful.
That right there, is the key to our season.
Krista Norfia. Didn't they sign Krista Norfia?
I don't think they did. I
That's
think they've been talking about
it. I thought
they've been talking about it. That out of all the injuries scares me the most is the Pence injury.
Yes.
Pagan is a close second. You look at the records with both of those guys, with one or both of those guys gone, their record's horrible. And they haven't been playing much above 500 baseball since either one of those guys got hurt, especially Pence. So they're in trouble. They're going to have to knuckle down and get through this little stretch and hope that Pagan comes back quick and hope that Pence gets back quick, even though it's going to be a couple months, that he's there for the stretch drive, or they're in trouble.
Apparently, TJ is saying that they signed Kristen Orfia. He's not shown up on either roster for River Cats or Sacramento, or River Cats or San Francisco. So I'll keep an eye on that. But that would be another good outfielder for depth. But I think the biggest concern, not even outfielder, the biggest concern is we need a left-handed reliever that can go.
We
more
need
than
a bullpen. I don't like the makeup of this bullpen.
It's not working right.
No, and Casilla is not a closer.
He's not. He's too rocky. Right now, Bochy's in a tough spot. They brought in, what the fuck's his name? The lefty Guerin. Corey Guerin. He was supposed to be this year's Jeremy Affeldt.
Right.
And he's supposed to be this year's Affeldt. He can't last against righties at all.
No.
So Bochy's in a tough spot right now. If you look at the bullpen, it's a decent pen. There's decent arms in there. The problem is no one has confidence right now to get the opposite arm out.
No. And it's missing something.
They're missing that guy that could go two or three, or like an inning and a third to 2 innings, like Affeldt used to do, who's left-handed. And, Bochy right now is in a tough spot. He has to go matchup after matchup. They
used 9 pitchers yesterday.
9 yesterday.
9
it's
pitchers
ridiculous.
yesterday. Yeah.
So, you got to hope that they do something. What I want to do next time we're at the River Cats game is I want to try to get there early, and I want to see if we can set up a sit down or a talk with the River Cats manager or pitching coach.
Yeah.
One of the two. And what I want to ask them is, currently, is there a guy on this roster who's close that they think can fill in San Francisco that can be that long mid-reliever? Because
I don't know.
I'm looking at the River Cats roster, and I don't see it. I don't see that guy, just by looking at names, a lefty who can do it. The only name that stands out to me is Okert, and he was rocky. They have Vin Mazzaro, but he's right-handed. That's not going to help. I mean, Mazzaro, he might be able to get you a couple innings, but
we need a lefty that can go a couple innings, is what you're saying.
We need a lefty who can fill some innings up. I mean, you have Ty Block. He's a starter. We went over this last week. You have Lara, who's a lefty, but he's not going to do much. I mean,
Heston.
You have Lujan. Heston's right-handed. Heston's not even showing up on the roster right now. Oh, there he is. I'm sorry. He's there. There was a smudge on my screen. PV started today. He got this 150 win. Jason got to go to the Red Sox Giants game the other day. Got to see the Price matchup. He got to see Belt put a splash hit in the water off of David Price. His son was pissed that Poppy didn't play. He didn't start either game at first base. He pinch hit both games in the 9th. It was Lopez versus Poppy, which was kind of shitty for Red Sox fans. But let's do this. I want to talk a little bit about the UFC and an upcoming fight at UFC 200 on July 9th. And it involves
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar's granted exemption from early drug testing ahead of UFC 200. So this article here says Brock Lesnar's return fight at UFC 200 will enter him into the pool of fighters tested by the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency. but it did not require him to undergo 4 months of testing prior to his fight stipulated by the UFC's drug testing code. UFC anti-doping policy in coordination with USADA states that a fighter returning from retirement is required to submit to drug testing for 4 months prior to a bout. An athlete who gives notice of retirement to UFC or is otherwise ceased to have a contractual relationship with UFC may not resume competing in the UFC bouts until he or she has given UFC written notice of his or her intent to resume competing and made himself or herself available to testing for a period of 4 months before returning to competition. Clearly,
Brock Lesnar.
I love this.
I know.
Didn't submit to that testing process considering he just signed his contract to fight Mark Hunt on UFC 200 this past weekend. There is a clause in the UFC anti-doping policy that does allow for Lesnar to still fight. However, entering into the drug test pool as of this week after his contract was signed, UFC may grant an exemption to the 4-month written notice rule in exceptional circumstances or where the strict application of that rule would manifestly unfair to an athlete. It's we talked about this a little bit yesterday. Yeah, UFC, WWE does test
For something, aspirin.
You're right. They do have an anti-doping policy. However, it's never been documented exactly how in depth their list is. I know it covers like the anabolic, injectable steroids, and a lot of the main things that are on the list. But I'm sure it's a little bit more lax than the USADA.
You think?
So Lesnar goes in to fight Sam Hunt.
No, Sam Hunt was the running back.
Damn it! It's Mark Hunt.
Do you know Mark Hunt has a brother that
his name Mike?
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, that's what I said his name was last week. I'm like, that can't be right. So Lesnar will be subject to drug testing between now and his fight with Hunt on July 9th, like every other fighter on the roster, but he didn't have to submit additional testing before signing with the UFC. For his part, Lesnar's opponent did say when speaking to Fox earlier this week that he hoped the former heavyweight champion would be tested like all the other athletes. He says, they said I was fighting Brock Lesnar. And I said, make sure he gets tested. That's all I was thinking about, Hunt said. According to USADA website, the athlete database is testing is updated once a week. Lesnar was eligible for testing as of June 6th. If he's been tested this week, his results will show on the system as of the next update. And basically, Mark Hunt basically came out, and I wish I had the audio for it because it was classic. But basically, he came out and said, You're trying to clean up this goddamn sport, yet you're not going to test a guy like Brock Lesnar coming from the WWE when he wants to make an event. If you're going to clean this shit up, you need to be tested. He says, I guarantee you he's juiced to the gills, but I'm still going to knock his ass out. And, I mean, honestly, Hunt is a huge Samoan dude. He's a beast.
Is he?
It's going to be...
Are they fighting at UFC 200 in July?
Yes, July 9th. It's going to be... The fight I'm looking forward to seeing is Miesha Tate defending her title for the first time.
I saw Miesha Tate on TV today.
She's looking amazing right now.
Drivers, start your engines. Yeah, she was the Grand Marshal today. She looked hot even doing that.
Jason says, am I too late to say LeBron is a pussy? Go Dubs. No, you're not. Except the Go Dubs part. If you look up Miesha Tate... Here, I'm just going to do it for you. And anyone else that's on Instagram should do this as well because it's good. Miesha Tate... I should be following her. I'm not.
I don't know. Let your wife get your Instagram account.
We share this Instagram account. That's a photo she just put up of herself.
Oh, hello.
She's never been that fit in her fighting career. Never been that small.
She's not small.
No, I'm saying she's never been that flat in the midsection.
Oh, I didn't get down to the midsection. I'm sorry.
I'm looking forward to it. That photo has 62,000 likes.
Wouldn't that be better though if they did that either in hot oil or naked
or bubbles, like just in like bubble bath?
Yeah, I think that's what we need to start. The UFC wants to clean their act up. Do it in bubbles.
In soap. How much cleaner can you get?
Exactly.
Or do we start up our own like Rancho Cordova, Northern Sacramento
Fight Club?
Oh, what was that thing the scary girl was talking about?
Oh,
the underground fighting ring she's in. Or used to be in.
I don't remember what it was called. But
Queen something.
Queen of the
Dungeon or Queen of the Lizards or some shit. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. But
yeah, Women's Fight Club.
Yeah.
Again, scary lady.
So what's funny? So Matt's listening, but he's not in the chat box for some reason. He's on Facebook Messenger, and it said like active 4 minutes ago, and we started talking about the bubble wrestling. And immediately it's all active now, and he starts typing. He's like, "Yes, Chick Fight Club." I know he's all about that. He can build the ring and everything. He's a contractor.
There
he
you
can
go.
build the ring and get it all ready to go. But there's that. So Lesnar is going to be a fun fight. It's going to be one of those ones where, regardless of the situation, you're going to watch it just because it's going to be a shit show. Those two are going to fucking go at it. And it's going to be fun. I don't know that I'll pay for it just because I'm not one to pay for pay-per-views.
You will find me at Folsom Lake Bowl playing poker and watching. You get them for free if you play poker. Maybe that's one night you can come out and play poker.
Jason says, you hear about the transgendered UFC fighter who is 5-3. She's lost 3. I didn't hear anything about that one.
Or what about the transgender? Oh, I should have done this for, are you kidding me? There was a transgender kid in Texas that won the 100-meter dash at their state finals.
I'm tired of that shit.
I am too.
Let's see here. I'm just going to browse some quick headlines. Warriors Green suspended. Crosby wins the award, the Conn Smith Trophy.
He was kind of a dick tonight. Did you see the opening face-off?
Mm-mm.
He lost the face-off and took a huge swipe at Joe Thornton with his stick.
Oh, nice.
He was being a prick.
Let's see. LeBron's feelings got hurt. Peru oust Brazil from the Copa.
Somebody's going to die in Brazil.
Yeah, Peru. Oh, yeah. Previewing USA's Copa match with rising U.S. star left Copa camp to go to prom.
Nice.
Interesting. Lakers remove Magic's ceremonial VP title.
So what does that mean? So is now he an actual VP or is he just out?
I don't know.
I saw that earlier and I didn't read the story, but
Wayne Gretzky, Gordie Howe was my idol. And that's pretty much it. So, you have any afterthoughts?
No, just thinking a little bit about Muhammad Ali this week.
Yeah,
After
you didn't get to talk about
I didn't get
Muhammad
to talk
Ali,
about
so
that.
let's go.
I wasn't a big boxing guy, but back in the day, it was a little bit different. We've talked about this before, where before there was pay-per-view, there was live feeds and closed circuit feeds, and you'd go to a movie theater and you'd sit and watch the fight on the movie theater screen. And anytime he fought, it was an event. And you knew Howard Cosell was going to be there. You knew that the biggest names and everything was going to be there. And it was going to be a show. And not only was he a great fighter, but he was a showman. And there are a lot of people that didn't like him. I mean, you've all heard this. It's all the same stuff that everybody said. But again, it's a little bit of my childhood going away. I remember watching him fight. I remember the thrill in Manila and watched all those fights. And, I was a little bummed. I have to say I was a little bummed. And again, it was kind of one of those things where you'd almost mourned for him a few years ago and he was already gone because of what he had gone through. But even still, he's one of those guys, every once in a while you get that question asked of if you had the choice of 3 people to go to lunch with or sit down and talk to, he was one of those 3, along with Tiger Woods and John Wooden would be my 3 that I would go to. But
see, I would have choose him and Michael J. Fox, and I was kidding, and just give them a jar of marbles.
I was gonna say, put a milkshake together and just let them hold it for a little.
Jason Courier says Ali was a racist. He hated the whitey.
No, he didn't. You know what? That's bullshit.
What about the massacre?
Sorry, Jason.
What about the massacre in Orlando? We're not going to talk about that. That's
wait. I know Jason's your buddy, and I couldn't disagree with you more, Jason. He wasn't racist. He didn't hate the white guy. He stood up for poor people. He stood up for people that were put upon and downtrodden and were in a jam. And he helped as many white people as he did black people. And I've heard that before, and I think that's crap. Were there black people that were racist? Absolutely. Was Malcolm X racist? Probably. But I don't think Muhammad Ali was racist. I think he genuinely cared for everybody. And I couldn't disagree with you more, Jason.
He did hate his slave name, though.
Well, yeah, but it's his choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody gives Kareem Abdul-Jabbar shit for changing his name from Lou Alcindor. Nobody gives what's his Chris Jackson, who became Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. Stop it. Shit for changing his name. He did it because he was out in front of everybody. And he changed. He wasn't the same guy 40 years ago that he was when he passed away. And I think he'll admit that he grew up and he changed. And you got to give a guy credit. You can't hold what he does as a 20-year-old against him when he's 75. And I think that's what a lot of people are doing. So, no, I disagree with you, Jason. Sorry. Okay, turn that shit off.
With that being said, Jason says they were all racist. Mom named him that. But then, like you said, though, that's when he was younger. I'm sure there was a lot more racial motives than that was just kind of the times. Like,
yeah, it was the times. It was the times where there were segregated bathrooms. There were segregated drinking fountains. There were people in the South that were afraid of drinking water out of a water fountain that black people could drink from because they were afraid they were going to get sick.
Speaking of racist, how do you feel about the O.J. Simpson?
I only saw a few minutes of it.
How was
night.
it though?
It was a documentary. It was a 40 or 30 for 30.
Yeah, it's a 7-part fucking or 5-part.
5-part 30 for 30.
Fucking ridiculous.
He talk about not being racist. O.J. Simpson said this a number of times. I'm not black. I'm O.J.
Yeah.
And he had
more white friends than he had black friends.
He was an Uncle Tom. He readily admits it that he was more white than black, and I don't know. He was. I don't know. It was a weird time. It was just a weird time.
Absolutely. Well, it's been an hour and 51 minutes. Jason, once we get this up, I'll let you know so you can hear the Barnbaum part of it, and I'll probably put it up I'll isolate it and put it up on our website, and I'll make sure it's done up nice like the Phil Oates photo on our interviews page, and I'll get that information to you. But this was season 4, episode 15. Welcome back, Greg, and until next week.
Good night, Larry.
Larry.